Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate studio. With me today is Seth Geis from the Pastania Studios, John McTavish, and from the Box Press studio, Jiunn Liu. How you guys doing?
Doing good
Power to the people.
in the neighborhood. Come on, June. Good job.
All
Left you
right.
hanging there.
So today we are talking about the Espinosa Knuckle Sandwich, Connecticut Short Churchill G. Cigar is a short Churchill, I guess, 6.5 by 48. Comes out of the San Latano factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Ecuadorian Connecticut, binder and filler both from Nicaragua, blended by Hector Alfonso. Price point is $13, and the cigar was released in January of 2023. So with all that out of the way, June, why don't you take us through your overall experience with this cigar?
Yeah, I thought it was overall a good representation of Connecticut shade, but like newer age-ish Connecticut shade because I feel like it adds a little bit of that like red pepper spice or just spice in general, I guess you could say, than your traditional Connecticut shades. But it's still like a baseline of all the like of a good Connecticut shade that you expect of all that like sweetness and creaminess. So yeah, well, consistently well executed blend.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
June had me at sweetness and creaminess. So
I
that's
was thinking about Hector the whole time. Wait, did he
I
blend this?
know it was, man. It's
Yes,
just
he did.
listen, it's a hearty Connecticut. It does have the cedar cream, but some earth, some pepper spice, some espresso. Really good cigar from beginning to end. I just thought it was kind of, I'd say, it's not as good as like a 601 black, or maybe not as elegant at that, but it's a hearty Connecticut. John?
Yeah, I think like June said, I think it's a definitely in the new age Connecticut territory while still remaining consistent to what a Connecticut is. And I think what he does, which I appreciate, is he kind of blends out that hay and dryness that is so often distracting on Connecticut's, and I'm not really a huge fan of that. But all the creaminess is there. There's nice bread notes. There's a little bit of earthiness, like Seth talked about, a little bit of vegetal notes, some chocolate. Like it's really engaging. Now, the odd thing is that that was pretty consistent, the profile for the first and second thirds. And then in the last third, I got like this out of nowhere, like blast of spices. And I was like, what is that? Like just a little slap at the end just to remind me I'm smoking Espinosa. So that kind of didn't line up with the rest of the cigar. And I'm not sure if just maybe some Lajero got misplaced in my cigar, or if you guys experienced that, but I found that a little distracting. It was very unexpected after a sort of a very nice, medium minus profile up until that point. At any rate, draw was perfect, burn was perfect. I was pretty happy to smoke this cigar, and at $13, was a good value. Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with toasted cedar, toasted hay, and black pepper. Got a light creaminess that joined in pretty quickly. Second third saw some earth join in, and then the final third saw the earth increase to become even with the toasted cedar and the hay. I thought the cigar had a nice start, had a bold flavor profile. In the second third, as the earth kind of joined in and built up, the profile dropped a level and kind of maintained that the rest of the way. Definitely a bolder Connecticut offering. The last two thirds were kind of on the verge of being good, but just a bit too much earth for me to kind of put it over the top. I might come back to this on occasion when I'm looking for that bolder type of Connecticut. But out of the three knuckle sandwich blends that I've smoked so far, this is definitely my favorite of the three. But this is still no Femis. So okay, but not great, I think, in regards to that. All right, so let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with Jiunn and John both giving it a 6.82. Seth gave it a 6.57. I gave it a 6 even. So Jiunn, had that 6.82 match up for you?
Yeah, matched up really well. It's really good Connecticut shade with a little bit of pepper spice kick to it. It's I feel like Connecticut shade is like you're never gonna get an amazing Connecticut shade, but if you find the good one, it's gonna be consistently good throughout the whole cigar. And I feel like this is one of those consistently good ones. Yeah.
All right, John, how about you?
You bring up an interesting point there, June. And I feel like maybe it's like a Pilsner where, you can only take it so far because once you move the body out of the, into the more full category, you've moved out of the Connecticut shade. So maybe we're running up against how good you can make a Connecticut shade and still be authentically Connecticut shade at its core. When it gets up into the almost sevens for me, I mean that's a banger. And at $13, yeah, I'm happy. I think it matches up well.
It's like no one's gonna do like top 5 of the year, top 5 cigar of the year, and it's a Connecticut shade, right? And now that I said that, I hope I didn't do that.
I might disagree with you here.
Wait, what'd you say?
No?
You don't think anyone would put Connecticut shade in the top 5?
Yeah.
No,
That's what he said.
you don't really see
Yes.
that, do you?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. On intelligent people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's some stupid YouTubers out there, but like, yeah, on
Well,
intelligent
those guys
people,
just
yeah.
drew a state everything.
No, but I think you'd see Connecticut's with
I'm
the
pretty
number
sure
of
I've had
Connecticut with
Connecticut's
the
in
number
top
of with the
Oh.
number of
Oh,
Connecticut's
sorry, that was, oh my
with the-
God.
with the number of Connecticut's
Themis
we
is
have
number one,
smoked,
wasn't it?
we have smoked,
Yes.
we each have had at least one in the top 5.
Yeah. Let's just we'll edit that out. We don't edit shit out, but anyways, let's just pretend like we edited that out.
All
B-roll.
right, Seth, 6.57.
It's I put it in my description that it smoked. It was almost like a Habano Connecticut wrapper, and it reminded. It wasn't as like fruity or sweety as like the Epernay Cafe Rosado wrapper. And it's kind of like if you think of the new My Father Fonseca, it's just there's this
So good.
creaminess to it, but which has the Connecticut, but there's a little bit more earthiness and spiciness, so it captures this Corojo quality. And I think it really also just comes from the blend underneath it. So Hector knows how to make a really a creamy Connecticut, a complex one, and a hearty one. And this is one of those really good hearty ones. So I think it's probably one of the more stronger and elegant ones. You know what I mean? Like I don't think you could have done more in that sense.
Yeah, my 6 even matches up well. It was above average flavor profile, really good construction. So it's right at that 6 mark. I'd smoke this again. But it's not like I'm not gonna say it's like in my top 5 Connecticut's or anything like that. Like this is just I'd smoke it if someone said you have to pick a knuckle sandwich, I'm picking this one. Then I'll go from there. But
Of all the knuckle sandwiches, I'd smoke this.
yeah. So that's how I'd
Yeah.
rank it. But if Hector said, what are my Connecticut's you want to smoke? We got a Themis out there, we got a 601 black, you got some other options out there before you get here. So final thoughts from you guys on this one.
I'd love to smoke it in a bunch of different Vitolas. I know that they probably never had created it, but I'd be really interested to smoke a bunch of varieties off of it, including I'm going to say a Lancero would be fun.
Yeah.
I usually don't
Lancero,
ask for one,
Toro,
but a Lancero,
even a Gordo would be interesting to see how, because sometimes the Gordos, it's weird on the Connecticut. Sometimes those Gordos really pop. I hate to give credence to Coop, but sometimes the bigger ring gauge in the Connecticut's are kind of where it's at.
Yeah,
it's counterintuitive, but it works. I'm not sure what he's going to do in the knuckle sandwich because he's got the Habano, he's got the Maduro, he's got the Connecticut.
They
So
did the chef special. They did the
Chef
55.
special.
It's like for a new brand, like are you gonna just blow it out like at the beginning, and then what are you gonna do after that? Like how long is he gonna be an ambassador for this brand?
I don't know.
They've done. The thing is, the only thing you could do is probably just do like an annual release.
Limited.
I don't know. It's you've done a lot of good things. I think
in
keep
1
adding,
year. Yeah.
You keep adding more. I don't know what else to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I would smoke, we haven't reviewed the knuckle sandwich yet, but we're going to. And I've smoked them. Have you smoked it, Aaron?
55 I have not smoked yet.
Okay. Well, then we'll get to that and we can then all summarize.
Yeah. We still haven't done the chef special, so I don't know. We have to try to track that one down or something. Let's see.
I know a guy.
All right. Wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe, but check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. You can follow us on all the social media channels and catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Come on down to Flavor Town.